So, for those of you guys who missed my last video, yes, I am pregnant. Hey y'all, what's up? It's me, Miss Ruby. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you guys who are new here, thank you so much for stopping by and just sharing this moment with me. It's a very special moment in my life right now. In addition to explaining to you guys how I found out that I was pregnant, quarantine pregnancy announcement, I'm also going to give you guys some tips on what I have been doing so far during this pregnancy to survive. I am going to be uploading videos every Saturday and Sunday. If you haven't seen my video from yesterday, it was all about my postpartum depression story, and I'll tell you guys the ins and outs of what that was like after my first pregnancy and why it's very important that I document this journey from start to finish, because having the accountability of coming to you guys every single week to share what I'm going through requires me to get up and do something. One of the things that I learned about depression is that you can't sit and sulk in it. You got to just get up and move. You have to get up and create new experiences so that those experiences have the opportunity to trump the past bad experiences that had you in a slump. And yeah, I got rhymes, but I ain't even trying to jump on you daily with this time floating by unless you pay me. Yo, okay, I'm not even gonna get into it. Happy Mother's Day. Oh my gosh, you guys. Listen, here's my firm belief about motherhood. Motherhood is not just about whether you've conceived a child or birthed a child or raised a child, okay? We as women were called to mother. We are not just mothers if we physically produce a child. Before we even become of age to physically produce children, we begin to mother our brothers and sisters. We're the caregivers, we're the nurturers. And if you don't currently have your own set of children, I still honor you as a mother, baby girl, because I know that you are mothering someone. I've met some incredible aunties and godmothers that do the dang thing, okay? So I want to honor every single one of you guys. So anyways, let's get into this self-care Sunday as I share with you guys some tips based on my own experiences. Like this video if you love it, and comment below if you're currently pregnant, planning on getting pregnant, or have just recently delivered a baby during quarantine. Okay, so here's what happened. My birthday was on April 15th, about 3.5 weeks ago. My husband and I, we had a very special moment that night, right? And during that special moment, I could have sworn he had an accident. But he could have sworn, he swears that he didn't, right? So I was like, okay, I'm not really tripping. About a week and a day later, we have some intimate time again. And during this experience, I knew he had an accident, okay? It was undeniable because we were both there for the accident, right? And so it was funny because I told him like, dang, I think I'm ovulating right now too. Now, mind you, I haven't really been tracking my ovulation because we haven't been planning on getting pregnant. But it's interesting, exactly 3 years ago in 2017, at this exact time, I conceived my first baby. Unfortunately, that baby did end in a miscarriage, and I did a video about my miscarriage experience. So I just thought that it was really funny that 3 years later, I get pregnant again during the exact same window of time. Actually, honestly, before the time that my husband actually admitted to, the slip up, I've been hecka emotional, sitting down watching TV at night and just crying for no reason, like just crying. And I just found myself just eating all this stuff in the middle of the night and just like, I'm feeling like hecka pregnant, but I'm just gonna ignore this. So I definitely start feeling like a little bit of nausea, having to pee a lot, and extremely emotional. Like the emotional part is the part that stood out to me the most. But what really got my attention was Wednesday of last week, I went to go use the restroom and I noticed some brown discharge coming out of me. Now it wasn't dark brown, it wasn't light red, it was like light brown discharge. And I used the restroom and I immediately got up before I even washed my hands. What's today's date? Hold on, wait, I go wash my hands real quick. I come back and I'm like scrolling through my phone trying to pull up my calendar. My sister's just looking at me like I'm crazy and I'm just like, hold on. I'm trying to figure out when the last time I had a period was. Mind you, I'm one of those type of people, my cycle comes every 28 days on the dot. Every once in a while, it's like half a day to a day early, and every once in a blue moon, it's late. But usually, it's right on time. So this is Wednesday, it's only 2 days early, but the fact that I saw brown discharge, like I never see light brown discharge before my cycle. So that was different. So I was like, yo, I think this might be implantation. Have you guys ever heard of that? Basically, it's something that can confuse you into thinking that you're having a cycle, but it looks like a really light cycle, faint cycle. It's different for everybody. But what that is when your baby is implanting itself into your uterus. Sometimes you bleed, sometimes you have discharge. And so for the next 2 days, we were all just kind of like on watch to see if anything else happened. But of course I'm one of those people who always thinks I'm pregnant. So I'm just gonna ignore it, whatever. My period was due last Friday. And so I was just like, I'm just gonna wait and see if it comes. Friday morning, the day I was supposed to start my period, I literally dream about it all night. I just kept dreaming that I was taking the test and it was positive, and I was taking the test and it was positive. And I was like, that is crazy, because I really just don't believe it's gonna be positive. Like, you know how many times I've taken pregnancy tests with this exact same situation and it was negative? So I woke up and I was like, just go take this test. I went and took this test. And when I tell y'all how fast that line turned blue. So anyway, I was just like, you know what? Last time around, I waited a long time to tell pretty much anybody, because the first time around I told some friends and family, and then it ended up in a miscarriage, and that really hurt me a lot. And so last time around I was like, I'm gonna wait the whole first 3 months, the first trimester, get it out the way and make sure that everything's all good before I announce it. This time around, I've been through so much since my last pregnancy that I just realized that life is about living and living in the now. I have so much faith in this pregnancy. I'm speaking so much victory over this pregnancy. And by speaking this victory, I don't mean that I expect everything to be perfect. I just expect that I'm going to survive this no matter what happens. I expect that all things are going to work for the good, regardless of what happens. And if that's the case, why not share the good news early on? Especially since it's Mother's Day, okay? I told my husband. When my daughter woke up, I told her. And then we took a couple of cute pictures together. Then I sent the picture to my husband, and I basically just said, good morning from the three of us. And as you can see in the text message, his response was very unbelieving. I told a couple of friends and family who I just have conveniently spoken to over the last couple of days, but I don't really have any plans to make any big announcement until right now. So that's how I found out. That's how I revealed it. This is actually how I'm revealing it. This is actually my biggest announcement. Those of you who guys are watching, thank you so much for all of your well wishes, your positivity, and your prayers. Now let me tell you guys what's been going on so far. Technically, I've only known that I've been pregnant for about a week, okay? But I guess I have actually been pregnant for either 2 weeks or maybe 3 weeks. I don't know. I still don't know. Why? First and foremost, I have not gone to the doctor to confirm my pregnancy. It is COVID-19, people out here dying, they sick, the hospitals are super locked down. And when I went on the hospital website, in so many words, they basically said, unless you're dying or severely ill, please don't come to the hospital. I've already been through this a couple times. I already know how it goes, okay? I'm gonna call the doctor. They're gonna say, wait till 8 weeks before you come in to get an ultrasound anyway. The most that I could go do is go get a blood test. I don't need a blood test, because not only do I have a positive pregnancy test, but second of all, it's already been a week since my missed period. And since then, not only have I not started my period, but I've grown more nauseous, I've grown more sleepy, I've grown incredibly more hungry, okay? Let me tell you guys, to have found out that I was pregnant so early, it's crazy how obvious the symptoms are. Additionally, I feel like the world has come to a halt, and everybody has been kind of forced to just take a couple steps back, go into themselves, take a pause, take a break, and just learn some patience. And that's what I have developed in all of this. I'm okay. I don't want to rush to the hospital. I don't want to rush and do anything. Honestly, I want to enjoy this experience as much as I possibly can from start to finish, because if it's up to me, this is going to be my last baby. So I am drinking a lot of water. Additionally, I have been watching what I'm eating, because just a couple days ago, I had a little episode where I felt like I was getting the shakes a lot, kind of getting lightheaded. So I'm looking into it, and I found out that, I'm probably dealing with low blood pressure, which could be tied to anemia. My last pregnancy, they did send me a letter in the mail during third trimester telling me that I was anemic. And so because of that, I learned some natural approaches to deal with anemia so I wouldn't have to rely on medicine. And that's what I've been doing so far. Now, here's the thing about the vitamins. I actually don't have any prenatal vitamins on me, because like I said, I wasn't planning on getting pregnant. So instead, I'm taking this liquid multivitamin called NutriBurst. It is said to have all of these vitamins and amino acids. They say that when you drink a cap full of this, it's like eating 10 salads in a day. Also, what I heard about this is that because it is liquid, that it absorbs more readily into your bloodstream, and it is super for pregnant women. And so I figured, since I have this on hand and I don't currently have prenatal vitamins, I'm just gonna take this. So far, so good. I feel great. The link to purchase it is gonna be in the description below this video. What's most important, more important than any supplement that you could take, is your lifestyle, okay? If you're newly pregnant and you don't have access to all this extra stuff, just know resting, drinking a whole lot of water, and eating a balanced diet is going to do so much for you. I know we're starting to crave things, okay? Chocolate and cookies, or maybe not sweets at all. Maybe you want fried chicken. The problem with being pregnant is that you crave all the worst stuff, okay? Very rarely do you meet a pregnant woman who just craves salads all day. But if you do you, boo-boo, because that's wonderful. But very likely you're craving all the wrong stuff. So what I'm doing, and what my sister's doing, because my sister who's here with me quarantining, she's also pregnant. Yes. And so what we are doing is just finding the time in the day where we are less nauseous, and it's a little bit easier for us to force ourselves to eat the good stuff. And that's when we're taking advantage of like drinking the fruit smoothies or eating, the healthy vegetable quinoa, sauteed vegetables and salads and all that stuff. Because I know from my last experience that when the time comes where I want some McDonald's, then I'm gonna have some McDonald's, and there's gonna be hardly anything that's going to be able to stop me from wanting that thing. By the way, that has happened already. Yes. Why was my first fast food craving McDonald's? I do not know. Like, I don't even like McDonald's. The last thing that has been going on is some serious bloating, okay? You know how people get pregnant and then immediately be like, oh my gosh, I'm already showing, especially with like their second, third children. I'm not trying to say that they're lying or anything, but I've always looked at them and just been like, listen, you probably already had a little pouch, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. You know what I'm saying? But you can't blame it on pregnancy this early on. Like, the baby doesn't weigh anything, right? But it's crazy because I think what it is bloating. Because I'm telling you, like, I've been taking pictures of my stomach for a while now. And now all of a sudden, over this last week and a half, I'm telling you guys, my stomach is visibly bigger. And I don't think it's because the baby has blown me up. I think because my bloating is so real. Like, it's so uncomfortable and difficult to suck my stomach in. And when I just let my stomach be, I'm not poking it out or nothing. Like, this is just how it looks. Last but not least, I would say this: stay clean. Okay, this is like a real serious thing. The first time I got pregnant 3 years ago, around this time, I did end up getting a UTI. Now, prior to that, I had never had any sort of vaginal infection at all, so I just didn't even know what to look for. I talked about it in my miscarriage video, and if you guys want to see that, that will be listed in the description below as well. Pregnant women are more highly susceptible to getting vaginal infections, different types of vaginal infections. So not only do you need to stay really clean down there in terms of hygiene, that should always be the case, but drinking that water is going to help your body flush out of any toxins that might be trying to build up in your system. Going to the bathroom regularly is going to prevent a bladder infection. When you get an infection inside of your bladder, that just causes a whole array of other things to happen. And once there is an infection down there, then that could lead to preterm labor, aka a miscarriage when you're early on. Drinking cranberry juice, because cranberry juice is one of those things they say that for whatever reason can help prevent or cure a UTI naturally without having to take antibiotics. It's worth doing some research. Do your research. And just in case you do get like a UTI or a yeast infection or anything like that, what's going on with the bacteria inside of you, then sugar and additional sugar, excess sugar, only feeds that. So you want to starve the bacteria that might be beginning to grow by not doing too much sweets, which is why the cranberry juice that I prefer is the all-natural cranberry juice that's unsweetened. I'm super excited to begin documenting this journey with you guys. I'm going to be putting videos out every single Sunday about just my self-care journey right now. And I want to bring you guys along that journey with me, so stay tuned if you're down for it.